Hello, how are you? Welcome to my channel. My name is Ruth and today I am doing the update to the Panner's Pan. This was created by Elizabeth aka Cookie Pans over on Instagram, and it is just the most beautiful project pan because it's all about shouting out and cheering on and just loving on all the other panners in this beautiful community that is the panning community. Yeah, so if my mood is a bit down, I am a bit down at the moment. Probably just January, you know, post December, and COVID was so rampant. It's dying off a little bit again, but just in general, my mood isn't the best. But I said, how better to improve it than to record your favorite project? Wouldn't that up the mood a little bit? And yes, putting on a bit of makeup and doing this definitely will. So let me get into it. So we have one rollout today, which means we'll have one new panner coming in. So the first one is Steph Lines. She's obviously the creator, along with Dylan, of Partners in Cream and my fellow countrywoman here in Ireland. And I had in for Steph Dose of Colours Liquid Matte Lipstick in Kiss of Fire, I think, isn't that what it's called? And it is a red liquid lipstick. It's definitely like I did notice over the Christmas, it was on many a wine glass, so it did come off. But it did leave a bit of a stain underneath, which meant I still have a bit of a colour on my lips, but I did kind of notice it, you know, along here, you'd any dryness at all, it was building there. That is the shade there, it's a beautiful shade. But my goal on this was to use it 20 times, and I have met that goal. Over the Christmas period, I got loads of use out of it, which is fantastic. But yeah, I don't know, it's fine, it's grand. I wouldn't go rushing out and buying more from the brand at the moment anyway. What's your favourite liquid lipstick brand formula? It looks like masks are going to be around for quite a bit longer, so you know, I only have a few in my collection and none of them are like, oh, I love, that's the one, I love it, I want it in all colours. So if you have a brand like that or a formula that you love, let me know. But yeah, so Steph is going to be rolling out. So that is the first product. Next up is the Hayley. She's back, she's recording loads of content, and it just does my heart good to see her back because I just adore her. I love everything about her. I just love her. And I don't know, watching her, I always feel like I'm sitting down with a friend and I should have a cup of tea and get nice and cozy and have the chats. But what I have in for Hayley is the Inglot Liquid Rose Cream Blush. And I have this in for Hayley because she completed a whole cream blush palette from the Balm. And I was so invested in it. Even to the point where she was doing a vanity tour when she came back. And I was like, there it is, I see the palette, I see the empty palette like a trophy. And she's like, you're literally the only person who noticed it. And I'm like, I might be a little bit too invested there. But my goal on this is to use it 20 times, and I have used it 15. So 5 more uses to go. Apologies. Of course, in my infinite wisdom, I have about 30 million cream blushes in a multitude of projects. So all my cream blushes are a bit slow going. But look it, we'll get there. Not the main thing, we will get there. I have it on today, I love it. So that is for Hayley, that's staying in. And next up is the Divine Jenn from Project Beauty. And I have this Wet n Wild Mega Glass Stained Glass Lip Gloss. It says gloss, but it's definitely a stain with a gloss effect. Bizarre. It's just the most bizarre product. And I haven't really seen anybody else talk about these. So if you have these, let me know. What's your opinion on them? I picked this for Jenn because it is so bright and vibrant in colour, and that is Jenn all out. She is just colour personified. I love it. But there it is there. So it's a pink. But that'll dry down now, right? No, the colour I think will dry down, and you'll still be left feeling like you have a bit of gloss on your lips. And if you do a kiss test, it'll just really just the gloss will come up, maybe a hint of colour. It's bizarre. It definitely stains your lips. But yeah, I like them. They're nice. I have used this so far 15 times as well, so 5 more uses for Jenn. Next up is for the Laney. Laney. I just love her. She's just, I love her. Laney is the queen of indie. She just, her indie eyeshadow range and collection. I just want to come to her house and sanitize my hands first, then dig into it all and have a major swatch party and just, you know, I just want to play with it all, Laney. But so I have this in Odin's Eye Sculled palette, and she so cleverly told me to put this with the palette that I have in for Andrea from Pretty as a Peacock. And she said, I think they'll work really well together, because I was struggling with this. Like, the palette I have in, I'll show you now. The palette I have in for Andrea is all mattes and full of colour. And this one is all shimmers and full of colour. And to say they're a match made in heaven, like, I can't tell you. I don't think I'll ever be able to do one without the other again, because they just go beautifully together. And the fact that it took Lady saying it to me in the video going, would you not think of using those two together? And I'm like, she's a genius. Or I'm an idiot. Bit of column A, bit of column B. Which is whether I have now used this 19 times and I have a 20 usage goal on it. So one more use for Laney before it rolls out. But you'll see with the other one I have a row of blues and there's a blue in this, so I think that'll be my next use of it. But the reason I haven't used these much, I have used it a few times because I think it was on 16 uses last time, is because I have this palette, the Mrs. Claus Hit List palette, or Lit List I should say, in my Roulette Pan collab, and a no pan left behind. And as you can see, there's a considerable amount of pans there, and that project is finishing up at the end of this month. So that kind of took part, not even the end of this week, is it? Oh Lord. That has taken priority over all other eyeshadows at the moment. So yeah, one more use on this, so Laney possibly could be rolling out next time. Next up is Courtney, and I actually have Courtney on today, and that's what I do. So I have the e.l.f. Sheer Slick lip product. I want to call it a lipstick in Dragon Fruit. Beautiful. So comfortable on the lips. But because of the current climate, I don't really wear it outside the house much because it'll just go straight off my mask, but it's so comfortable. But this is what I do. I'm like, ooh, I'll put on Courtney today, or ooh, I'll put on Jenn today, or I'll put on Steph. Not the actual, I'm sure people are going, who's Courtney? What? You're putting Courtney on lips? That sounds odd. But that's just the way my brain works. Courtney, I have in for 20 uses, and I have 11 uses on Courtney's lip product. Love Courtney. She's a darling, sweetheart. I love her to bits. She was Barbie Law on Instagram. Her account, Instagram and their infinite wisdom fucked up royally, excuse my language, but it annoys me fiercely, and she lost everything, so she had to start again. So please do, if you haven't followed Courtney yet, please do go follow her. She's a fantastic project panner and just the most supportive. I mean, I guarantee you go to a project panner's video and you will see a comment from Courtney underneath it. She's the bomb. I love her. So Courtney is still in. Next up, and not sure, of course I love them all, that's why they're all in here. Another person I absolutely adore is Valerie, and Valerie is now one of the mods as well over on Fantastic Ladies Collab. And if you have a Facebook account, you know, maybe you don't and you don't want to have Facebook, and that is fine, I understand completely. But if you do and you're not part of Fantastic Ladies, go join it, because it's just fantastic. First of all, for the support that you get, it's great to get, you know, a little bit of a push on, and like you see people like they'll post, oh, I hit pan in this today, and everyone's cheering them on. But also you get to see all the fantastic projects that are coming up, and it's great to have that little inside knowledge, you know, of what's coming, and you can start thinking it out and picking your products and all that kind of stuff. Anyhow, for Valerie, she very kindly gifted this, and I absolutely adore it. It is the Physicians Formula Mura Butter Glow Face Palette. So it is this here, and it has these 3 beautiful shades, and they're just perfect on me. This is a tad intense, but I find if I use a very fluffy kind of diffused brush, I have it on today. It's hard to see highlight on camera. Yeah, and I have the blush on today as well, and I love it. I just love it. I love the whole palette. There is no product in here that will not get all of its use out of me, because I just love it. And I adore the smell. I know it's not for everyone, but I love it. So I've used this 12 times, so I have 8 more uses for the wonderful Valerie. Another person's is just an absolute dote. Next up, we have Anna, the lovely Anna. Anna is every time. Maximalism Rehab. I'm so sorry. Every time. And for Anna, I have the Becca Bronzed Bondi Bronzer. So Becca was originally an Australian brand, and Anna is Australian. Yes, I know Bondi is nowhere near where she lives, but it was the closest thing I had to an Australian reference. So in it came. This is it here. Actually a beautiful, beautiful bronzer. I picked this up in TK Maxx. Absolutely love it. Delighted that I found it. Would I have repurchased it at full whack? I do like it. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I have this in again for 20 uses, and I've used it 14 times already. And I just adore it. So I have 6 more uses on this for Anna. Next up is Andrea. So you've seen the palette already, from Pretty as a Peacock. And Andrea is just colour personified. And I think, you know, her name, she picked the most beautiful name for herself, because she is like a peacock. She just has beautiful colours in her eyes, and yet she doesn't shy away from a beautiful bright lip as well. Just some of us are we have it kind of indoctrinated into us that you can't have a bright lip and a bright eye. Why not? Who says that? Andrea, sure, she doesn't care. She just always looks beautiful. And Maddie, oh my God. That girl, God love you in years to come, Andrea, because she is going to be... She's a little diva in the making, that one. I love her. She's so funny. But for Andrea, I have in this beautiful palette because 1, she loves colour, and 2, she loves coloured rain. And this is the coloured rain, what are you called? Vivid Pressed Pigments and Shadows. And I adore this palette. I didn't think I would love it as much as I do. And just because, like Laney said, combining those 2 palettes together, they are a match made in heaven. I mean, they complement each other perfectly. So the only row I have left to do in this is the blue row. So no doubt you will see a bright blue look coming soon. Because the way I'm doing this for Andrea is no pan left behind. So I've used the greens, I've used the pinks, I've used the oranges, I've used the purples, and I've used, well, the neutrals kind of work with everything. So yeah, I just have the blues left, this row of blues, so 4 left to go. So yeah, I have a feeling that will tie in with Laney's palette as well. So we might, depending on how my eyeshadow projects go, might have 2 rollouts next time round, but we shall see. So that is Andrea, so she's staying in until I have that blue row used up. Next up is Nikki Pearson, and again, another one I'm so happy to see back. Nikki, God love her, had an awful accident before Christmas and really hurt herself, so she had to kind of give up doing videos for December, and she's just kind of coming back now and getting back into the stride of things again, which is phenomenal. I love her, and I love her for both makeup project panel videos, but also for her book content. I love her book content as well. She does a great book gammon game, which I love to watch. So this came in for Nikki because she can rock a dark lip. You know, not every video, but a lot of videos, she rocks a dark. It just looks beautiful on her. It just suits her so well. So I put my big girl pants on, and I brought in this one from NYX. This is the NYX, what are you called? Vibrant Dark Lip, NYX Shine Loud Lacquer in Charge. In Charge is the shade. Vibrant Dark Lip is the problem. Yeah, NYX Shine Loud Lacquer is the name of the product, and In Charge is the shade. And so this again is, it's supposed to be liquid lipstick, and it's supposed to dry down matte, and then you go in with this end here, this little brush that is very glossy kind of, and keeps the lips hydrated. What do I think of this? I had this on in my Penning Punk video, if you saw that, and what had happened was I had put it on, I hadn't kind of left my mouth open to let it dry. I'd kind of obviously touched lips or whatever, and a bit of it had pulled away. So I put on a second coat, No, it just, my lips just got, even with this on top, they got so dry and I just felt like it was chunking off on me. So you have to really be careful with this. You need to put on one layer and let it dry and then put on your gloss, and just, you need to take your time with it, you know what I mean, there's no rushing. I have used this 4 times, so I have 16 more uses. Wish me luck. 16 more uses on that one for Nikki. Next up is Gabriella Francis, and Gabriella has recently moved to Portugal, and what I thought for Gabby then was, okay, Portugal, Sephora, product I bought in Sephora. That's how I get 2 places. And this is what I rolled in for Gabby. It is the Too Faced Peach Blur Powder. Here it is here, and it is some sort of powder. Because I don't still really know what it's used, even though I've used it, how many times? I've used it 4 times out of 20, so 16 more uses on this. So, like, it has a bit of a peachy tint to it, but you couldn't use it as a blush. It would never show up in a million years. You'd need to use the whole pan. Maybe you could. Maybe you could use it as a little bit of a highlighter. I don't know. How I've been using it is when I have all my powder section of my makeup done, so my bronzer, my highlighter, my blush, my whole lot, and even my setting powder for under my eyes, etc. I will then go in with this and just lightly dust it all over the face, just as a kind of a finishing powder, and it seems to be working okay like that. Look, it's not the most amazing product in the world, but we'll try and get some use out of it. But yeah, that is in for Gabriella. I always call her Gabby. Gabriella, I hope you don't mind that. Because in your comments that I'm like, oh hey Gabby, and I'm sure she's gone, excuse me girl, my name is Gabriella. Although I doubt you would, because it's the nicest person in the world. But yeah, so that's in for Gabriella, and I still have 16 more uses in that. So, exciting time. We're coming to the roll-in. So for the roll-in, I put on my panners into my Tiny Decisions app, and the panner that I got this month was Charity's Beauty Stash. Charity is relatively new to the YouTube community. Her channel I think is about 3 or 4 months old, and she started doing project pans and stuff like that and really getting into it and that, so it's fantastic to see new project panners coming through as well. My channel is only a year old, so I know what it's like starting out and trying to, you know, build traction and interact with other panners and stuff like that, and getting into the community, and just, oh, she's so lucky to be starting out that it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So yeah, please go and show her some support. And what I chose for, so Charity and myself, we're around the same age, in or around. So we would have been teens of the 90s, I should say. And unlike myself, Charity, for some reason, managed to escape the great eyebrow massacre of the 90s. I myself, unfortunately, didn't escape, nor did my brows. How she escaped it, I don't know, but she did. And she is doing the I Heart the 90s Project Pan. And for that, there was a prompt for, I think it was I Heart the 90s anyway. But anyway, for one of her projects, she got a prompt on something that you have to learn how to use. And she put, or something, oh God, look at that now, I can't remember. Which is whether she put in a brow pencil, because she said in the 90s, the brow pencils were horrendous. And they were. They were just brutal. They were like so waxy and dense that if you had a few eyebrow hairs left, it tore them out. Or it made you look like you heard like a Sharpie marker. So what I am bringing in then for Charity, so this kind of ties into all of that, is a brush pen for the eyebrows. Ooh, we're getting brave over here in Ruth's house, I'll tell you. So this is one of these brush tip, I think, was it Urban Decay probably were the first to come out with these, I feel like, or maybe MAC. So that you're supposed to use it in your brows as a kind of a marker. There it is there. Yeah, we're going to give it a go. Why not? I've bought it, so I might as well fucking use it. I'm terrified of it. I'm not going to lie. Like, I can't do brush eyeliner. So why do I think I can do it on my brows? I don't know, but we're going to try. So this is going to come in for 20 uses. Light a candle, say a prayer, offer it up. Wish me well, because this is going to be disastrous. But look, it's coming in, and it's coming in for charity. So that is it. That's all my updates for today. Yeah, this definitely put me in a better mood. I'm glad I sat down and didn't kind of push through. I forced myself because I wasn't going to do anything today, makeup or otherwise. So I kind of said to myself, well, look, sit down and do your makeup first and see how you feel after that. And if you feel like doing a video, do a video. And I'm so glad I did. But yeah, do you know all these planners? Are you already following them all? Have you found some new ones? Are you a new one? Let me know so I can come follow you and support you. But yeah, that's it for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will chat to you in the next one. Take care. Bye. Slán.